Okay, so episode 3 here with Andy Morrison, owner of Take 5 Oil Change, and mostly the state of Indiana, central Indiana.
Yeah, we have the majority of the state of Indiana. Our company's called Baldwin Capital Partners, and we're the franchisee in Indiana for Take 5 Oil Change.
So tell me your story of like, how did you choose this path? Like, I mean, you went to college, like what? Just tell me kind of a little bit of background here.
Yeah, so we grew up in Elkhart County. My business partner's my cousin, and we had kind of a family business environment in which we grew up. My grandpa started a business and then ultimately brought my dad and my uncle, so my current business partner's dad, into that business. And they ran and grew that for a long time. My grandpa has since passed, but my dad and uncle have been partners for 30 years or so. And so we knew that we wanted to do something similar. We just didn't know when or what it was going to look like. And so after graduating from DePaul in 2015, I took a job in corporate finance at Lilly. Elliott Smith, my partner, he was a CPA at Clifton Larson Allen, and we got several years of experience and kind of started to think, all right, well, how do we think we can do something together and build a business? So we ultimately left our corporate jobs in 2018 and started to search full-time, kind of vetting opportunities, trying to find something that we thought could work for us. We spent about 4 months searching, we really said our criteria was manufacturing, distribution, or service business between like Bloomington and Grand Rapids, and very early on saw a couple opportunities like in southern Michigan. We're just like, we're gonna buy something in 6 weeks and move our families to Benton Harbor? Probably not. And so we started to focus a little bit more intently on the greater Indianapolis area. We also explicitly stated that we weren't interested in retail or franchise businesses.
Okay.
And then clicked on some ad, and the folks at Driven Brands, so Driven Brands is the franchisor of Take 5 Oil Change, they reached out. They were in the very early stages of franchising. They had 200 or 300 corporate locations, which to us, that was always a good sign because some of these brands only franchise, and so the franchisee is taking the majority of the risk. They kind of put their money where their mouth was and had a bunch of operating locations. And so learned more about it. The more we learned about it, the more we liked it. Kind of checked our boxes more completely in different ways, and then decided to kind of pull the trigger. Thanksgiving of 2018 is when we officially became franchisees.
Okay. Yeah, so an interesting path because a lot of folks will stay away from franchises for a number of different reasons, or they have like this weird stigma in their mind. But a lot of times the franchise provides, guardrails and kind of training wheels to get you up and running to like become successful.
For sure.
Yeah, what did you guys feel like your first year, like as you jumped into this unknown space? Did you feel like there was a ton of support and training?
Yeah, so we went out. I mean, we didn't have a background in automotive, at all. And we started off, there was the training program. It was 4 weeks in Charlotte, and Elliot and I, and then our first hire, who we made before we opened any stores, the three of us went out and essentially learned how to do everything within the four walls of a shop. And so I think that was, and you're going out to one of the busiest stores in the country. So I think that was critical and kind of like getting us comfortable with, like, we could go in here, change the oil, run the floor, and be very good at it. Because, again, it's a simple business model, a simple concept to understand. But that training program, I think, put us in a position where we felt confident we could do it.
Yeah, that's you're speaking my language now, like as someone who buys and sells, stuff in automotive and non-sexy business spaces. Like, some people will shy away from going into buying a certain, type of business like this because they're like, hey, I have no experience. But recently I've seen, you guys and some other clients of mine, no experience in automotive and have went in and been very successful.
Yeah, and I think the other big thing was, again, having a couple hundred corporate locations that were performing well gave us the confidence in the brand.
Okay. So walk me through like year one being an entrepreneur. Like, what was a mistake or something that you wish you would have known before you jumped into something like this? Because the first year is always probably the most trying.
Yeah, I think a few things. What we really were in a position, well, first on the real estate side, because we did our first 6 between March and September of 2020, after officially signing and becoming franchisees Thanksgiving of 2018. And so one piece is just, and we internally handled all of the site selection and development. So expectations around what's required to get these things approved and built.
Because these are all greenfields, right? Like brand new.
The majority of them, I think we have 7 or 8 either acquisitions or conversions of existing automotive facilities that we did.
Okay.
But we also didn't have expertise or experience necessarily in real estate or development. So it was great to jump in and say, look, we're gonna keep this in-house and figure it out. But also it takes a long time. And so there was quite some time between when we became franchisees and got that first store open. Once we got them open, I would say so COVID obviously hit, like as we opened our first store, I think 2 weeks later, everything shut down. So we were in a position with the growth plans. We knew we had 6 coming over that 6-month stretch where we had to essentially hire anyone and everyone. Neither of us had any experience vetting managers or hiring managers. And so we weren't batting 1,000 when we did that. And when you don't get the manager really sets the tone. When you don't get that right, you see it in the customer service, all of the metrics. And it can take 3 or 4 months sometimes to right the ship and find the right person. So it just impacts the culture, and we certainly didn't bat 1,000 there.
Yeah, hiring is essential, and it's also very difficult in the automotive space to find the right folks that are motivated and can run the ship. So it's interesting. As you kind of look at your growth and other folks who want to kind of take a path like this, what would your encouragement be to them? They're working for a corporate job. They don't necessarily love it. They've been searching for quite a while. Like, what do you think a good kind of growth plan looks like?
Yeah, I think one thing that can be important is developing relationships and building a network with folks in the business community and others that are doing the same thing. So you have kind of people in your corner that you can bounce ideas off of and go to for advice. But then kind of as you're vetting opportunities, it's not a black and white situation. And so at some point you got to kind of find something that you're interested in and pull the trigger, and then believe that kind of really the soft skills are the most important. So leadership, team building, work ethic, and at some point you just kind of have to believe that those soft skills will then kind of carry you to help build that business in a way that's successful.
That's good advice. And you kind of talked about kind of that faith. Like, tell me about your faith in Jesus and like how that factors into like taking a pretty monumental jump like this into a business.
Yeah, I think the biggest impact faith's had would be in regards to the why and perspective. We understand that we're not in control. God is. This business, any returns associated with it, they're His, not ours. they've been placed under our temporary stewardship, and it's our responsibility to be good stewards, to build teams and cultures and treat people in a way that glorifies and honors the Lord.
Oh, that's really great. And kind of to wrap it up, like, what type of impact do you hope that, you know, what you guys have built has, not only on the community but like kind of long term? Like, does it look like this is going to continue on forever, like your kids will take it over? Like, do you have any idea of where this is going to go?
Yeah, we don't know exactly how it's going to play out for now. I think we've got it to a place of stability, and we're happy to operate this for the foreseeable future. Obviously anything could happen, you never know. But really, back to kind of the faith thing, like operating in a way that honors and glorifies God is really what we want to continue to do. There's not a specific exit plan in place. We want to continue to impact people and serve the community for as long as we can.
That's great. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, and I'll let you get back to it. We've had 4 or 5 cars running in and out of here since we've been doing this, so that's not bad for 10, 15 minutes.
We'll take it on a Wednesday morning.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it, Anthony.
Appreciate it.